It's a new day in touchable Africa, and we will not stop talking about this. This week is a international week. International week all over Europe, Africa, and other continents as well. What I mean, we are diving into the sport. International week, we see so many other players playing for their various countries this week. Remember that we talk about something special about African players. Even though they've not started doing it, but we want them to do more about it. That's why we continue talking about this. What is that? We see so many of them naturalizing to Europe, every other country, to bring glory to those lands. They forget about their African country and their people in Africa and go to those places to excel or probably do better than we could think. But we can dive into past record and see so many of other African players that have done it before. So many of them crash, and there's tears in their eyes everywhere. So many of them. Like I will mention one. We go into a history of John Fashion, which played a great moment in England. Where's John Fashion today? What is his record in England? If John Fashion now said to himself that, okay, I will come back to my country and excel here with other my African brothers, well, it will have been better now as we speak. Presently, we have so many other players in Europe, other continents, and they are from Africa. Like last update, I talked about France precisely, that France has been taking that as an advantage. I would also bring this, somebody like Mbappe. If Mbappe is playing for Cameroon, with the kind of caliber of players they have, it's going to be added advantage for Cameroon, precisely. But where is Mbappe today? He's playing for France, right? Because basically, he believes France, he can enjoy everything. Yes, the FA in those countries are more better than here in Africa. But when we continue fighting and telling our brothers that what they are doing is wrong, maybe they could shift the ground, and that could bring a development to our sport, precisely here. I'm in a thought of where a change is a constant thing in the world. Yes, I quite agree with all those players that the management in Africa is quite poor. It's very, very poor. Don't let us deceive ourselves. That's why so many of them, they go down there. If you start from the grassroots to the top level, you find out that sport in Africa is more or less like we don't care. If you want to do it, you do it. You do it, and we don't know what you're going to be tomorrow. But the thing is this: is what you give, so the game is what you get back. We've seen many players that are doing well in all those places. It's not because they are more better than our African players. It's because they put their best into that, and their best is counting. Look at, if we want to talk about Wayne Rooney, we don't talk about Beckham. Are they more better than somebody like this in Africa? I've started mentioning some names that play, including our own present man that have lead a Super Eagles, which is George Finidi. There's a time when 1995 precisely, when George Finidi is number 3 in the whole world, as one of the best attacking midfielder in the world, compared to David Beckham. And we don't need to deceive ourselves. When we come to football in England precisely, it's all about politics. That's why they are not growing, and they cannot win a major tournament presently, because they've never stopped playing politics with the game, the round leather game, because they believe it's politics as well. That's why we see what happened in Europe recently against this, because the team is so confident that okay, they have all it takes, they can do it. No, they don't have what the team. They don't have the player enough. They don't have the team spirit. They don't have the management to be able to drive to that standard at all. Look at we can anybody can boast and beat in chess at any given time and says Spanish teams are more better than English teams, because the record is there. Is in the Champions League. Is in the record of winning trophies for their individual countries or playing in the club level. Yes, we can go like the update I did some time ago, about 2 months ago, when I listed those things that have done well so far in Europe and other this thing as well. One particular club in Spain have a record of the whole of a country, which is second, and somebody is telling me something is happening, and then by tomorrow some people will still gather somewhere and talk about football is being played in England. Football, yes, it's basically what people don't know is because of the gamble aspect of the game. Because if you go deep into the history, you find out that England was the only one that have more club all over the world than any other country. Because why? They did not design football for just business. It's just purely for gamble. You bet on it and then you do what? You make your money and go out of it. That was the major reason why they formed football in England. Any other person that having any other meaning to it, having the sportsmanship aspect of it, to bring people together, they can bring peace. It's added faces. It's added faces. The major reason why England designed it is for them to bet, and they end through that. England make a lot of money through betting. Club owners and 7 individuals bet every day, and they go away with a lot of fun and the rest of it. That's what you can see. But now, if we are going to talk about the best teams in Europe, or we're going to talk about best performance of each teams or club owners, to be sincere, much sincere, we'll say England might be clawing to get into it. But the fact is that Spanish national team is far ahead of them right now. Because why? It's not more or less like policies. It's more or less like this is round leather something. We must come into with the law. We must give what it takes to get what we want. It's not unlike whoever we get, let it do whatever you're going to do. And if we get results, fine. We don't, fine. If we are going to compare the two teams, from the starting of round leather game to this present time, we'll get to know that the performance of other countries are 0. We can score them 0 over 100. Because how could you be there from decades, and they don't forget the names being given to the round leather game being formed in your backyard in England there, that the names is as a football. And now you are clawing, you are finding difficult to be in the front line, basically because you turn everything to be politics. You to paradise with a lot of systems. You just have to do anyhow to make sure you are there. Is it Division 1, Division 2, Division 3? There are so many other clubs in England there that are not up to the standard of the game, basically because nobody cares to cross-check it. But at final stage, if we will come back to Africa, we will not stop telling our brothers that it's a high time for our brothers to come back home. What they can do better, they can do it here. Let them bring those development from Europe, from America, from other continents down here, so that we can join forces together and achieve the day. What is the day? If African can dominate round leather game and provide world best for 1 decade. I keep telling somebody that if African player becomes can play better like Messi today. There's no way it will take him 5 years not to achieve world best. But we don't have who can play to that standard. That is why it looks as if somebody will say we've been robbed. No, brothers, we are not up to that standard yet. We will not be that confident. We don't have what it takes to win those prizes. In terms of church upon where? Is it magic? Is it manipulation? Is it by giving by credibilities or what? He did well, excellent. He get what it takes to be crowned as world best, and he got it. It's as simple as that. Everybody, the African players have to step up, doing their best. We can't say it's because we are here. The way we play here is quite different. Yes, but if we put all we could put in place and do what we know to do better, what will happen? The achievement will come in our way. It's not going to be hijacked from us. It's not going to be taken away from us. Because why? We've been able to pay a needed attention to it. We've been able to do the right thing. So it's at times, if you go back to history, you can go to France precisely and see when the likes of Turan were playing. Somebody like Makelele is playing. Somebody like Thierry Henry is playing for those countries. Are they not great players? Didn't they hype them? Didn't they give them what they think? All the support were coming from, the feelers started coming from different angles, and they start talking about them because they've been able to achieve those things by themselves. They are on top of the game. They give all they could to give as individual players. So that is just as simple as that. It's not issue whereby we come here in Africa and started talking about somebody like Mani, talking about somebody like Salah, we talk about somebody like Boniface or what's it called, Osimhen and the rest. They are not up to that standard to be crowned yet. They have not played up to that standard yet. Till when they've been able to step up their game to that standard, they will be crowned, they will be picked, they will be mentioned, their faces will be there, their names will be lined up according to what they give. It's not a high time to argue. It is a high time to invite our African players back home. Let them come back home and do what? And do what they are doing in Europe, in other continents. They should think of their home ground. They should think about where they come from. They should think about what it would give to African continent. Development. We can also go back to South Africa, 2010. You see what that tournament brings to South Africa. Till today, we can go back to those places and see development. Those things can bring development if we keep doing it better. It's not that to argue, to say we've been robbed. We've not worked for it. We don't have what it takes to be crowned as world best yet. Because we are not playing up to that standard. We don't have who've been able to give that name to us or give us that title as we want. So my friends all over the world, is a simple way to address this, that sport lovers, FAs from different countries in African soil should keep inviting our brothers. Those that are excelling in Europe, that are doing well in any part of the world, should be invited, and then give them the free role to showcase themselves. Let them see how they can come together and give the best to Africa as a continent. And that is the only way we can grow in African soil. And African will become one of the best so soon. Thank you.